All right, next up on the list, we got my girl KeKe Palmer in The Burbs. Let's talk about it. So y'all already know, main reason I chose this show is because I was looking for some KeKe Palmer. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted some. So, and I got what I asked for. Let me say, this show was good, but it was a genre switch, okay? And I don't even want to say just a genre switch. I'm going to say a tone shift, okay? Because while the other two shows, Cross and Silo, they were serious. It was heavy, right? This way more lighthearted, okay? This is a comedy, and it took me a minute before it like kind of clicked in my head that I didn't have to be as stressed as I was watching the other two shows, okay? And so I think that's kind of what lifted the score on this one for me, is once it clicked in my mind that this felt more like a Scooby-Doo or Junipero Jones, like, you know, just a lighthearted detective, or not even detective, lighthearted mystery comedy type of show. That's when I got to really start enjoying it, right? Because let's be honest, the main draw to this show for me is not the plot, but the character relations between everybody. Like, these four people here, like, they the best of friends. Honestly, this is neighbors who get along, right? Everybody is their own type of weird, right? We literally have KeKe Palmer being the nosy neighbor. Like, she's new to the neighborhood and she is super nosy. Like, everybody else be looking out their windows too. But she be so ready to jump to conclusions and be like the most outlandish stuff. And what's crazy is she always says, I know there's something going on. You don't know nothing. You just think you know what's going on and you being nosy. Like, I don't know. Like, once you get to the fact that she's just a nosy neighbor, everything starts to fall in place on how extra things get from that point on, right? But that to say, I just love that all of them became fast friends at the end of episode 1, and they stick to it throughout the whole season, to where you can see them venting with each other, but each one of them are like an extra level of crazy in their own right. I love that this guy up here, I can't remember their names, don't judge me, but he's kind of the quiet type. He doesn't say too many words, but what he does is always like, bro, how do you know that? Like, what are you doing? What do you mean you got the police records? What do you mean you got people for that? Like, he just always knows something. And then you got her. She used to be in the military. She's retired. And so she will just jump into saying something like military service related. I can't even say it straight, but she'll say something military service related when you're like, bro, we're not on a mission right now. Like, we don't have to be extra salute. I don't know. And this lady right here, you would think that she's the kind grandma type of lady, but spoiler alert, her dead husband is in her freezer. Like, I know that doesn't make sense, and that sounds like it should be a serious thing, but in this show, having something like a dead person in your freezer is not to the level of, like, if we were to say there was a dead person in Cross. Like, I just finished binging that. Like, not the same thing. Like, it's so unserious, okay? But that's, to me, is the main draw of this series, is the character interactions. All right, this is the only picture I could find with this guy in it with the rest of them. But his character, he would get on my nerves at first, like just a little bit. But, and I was low-key a little bit suspicious of him. But no, he is a funny guy. He's the funny best friend. He's always got something, like, again, outlandish to say. Like, if you just listen to the dialogue, they're saying something I would say is stupid. Like, it could be stupid, but it's also funny, like, because they try to have serious adult conversation, because that's his best friend. He's like, yeah, you know, he lost his wife to the dentist. His freaking wife cheated on him with the dentist, and he be throwing jabs at her and the dentist all the time. And then he'll try to give him, his best friend, some advice to, you know, keep the relationship going and stuff, you know, new relationships and whatnot. But he's just like, I don't think you should be giving me advice right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's stupid conversations, but it lets you know that they really are best friends. There was something about the plot, because remember, it's just this creepy old house that these two friends, she was kidnapped or she was murdered, something like that, right? Oh yeah, she was murdered, and that was 20 years ago. Tell me why old girl is alive. Let me see if I got a picture of her. I failed. I don't feel like looking for a picture of her. But let me just say that she was alive the whole time, right? She moved back with the creepy neighbor or whatever. Honestly, I'm gonna be real with y'all. Plot wise, it didn't really make much sense to me. I could be tripping. Like, I was trying to find the mystery in it. It's just I wasn't too into being a nosy neighbor, so it didn't resonate as well with me. But I do like how they wrapped everything up because we got they wrapped it up to where you found the killer, right? You got somebody who killed a man and then killed the new neighbor. Like, so people actually did die. It was intense. You had the revelation that their friend didn't actually die. She was kidnapped and she came back and is trying to start a new life or expose people, stuff like that. Cool. At the end of it, we have him take the fall for the murder, even though it was the friend who came back who actually killed the man. Still justifiable because that man was trying to kill them. I don't care what nobody say. He needs to go. But KeKe Palmer is like, hey, that man said that he was basically just getting paid to do this. So that gotta mean somebody was paying him. Who did it? Who paid him to do this? So that's basically setting up the next season, which I think is pretty good to keep it going as like a light mystery. This safe neighborhood, world's safest neighborhood, is actually a murder hub or whatever. Like, cool. I say I'm going to watch the second season only because I think that the jokes and everything, the character interactions were funny enough for me to just, care about them. Not really the plot, not the overall plot that's going on, but just them, Last but not least, I will say, old girl right here, hey, she was on one. I'm talking about from the jump, once you meet her, she is in business mode. She is like the CEO. She's a hustler. She's gonna get it done. She said, I tutor, I babysit, she does the Girl Scout thing. Like, she say, whatever you want, look at my references. I think Michelle and Barack Obama was her references. Like, she is a businesswoman 101. Okay. So I love her character. Two, look at all of them. They're all being nosy. Like, I can't stress to y'all enough that this is just about nosy neighbors. That's it. Like, nosy neighbors who get into their head about things that's going on in other people's lives. Like, that's really what this show is about. So if you are looking for like some chill Scooby-Doo type vibes, like, obviously it's not gonna be a discover the monster of the day type of deal, but something light, something chill. It's still murder mystery of that level, but it's not anything that's gonna stress you out like Cross or Silo to where you like have to be intensely dedicated on survival or anything like that, right? So for this, not gonna lie, it's a lower score than my other shows. I'm honestly just gonna give this a 6.5 for me. I can see how some people might want to raise it to a 7, but for me, the main reason I watched this was solely because of the characters. That's the plot line for me just didn't hit how it could have. Maybe season 2 will pick it up and do a little bit better. 6.5 out of 10.